Okay, this is business admin class, BAM 125, Information Technology 1. We continue where we stopped. Data processing. Data processing is the collection and manipulation of data to produce meaningful information. Any data that is not processed is not useful to any organization. So data processing is important. When data is processed, it gives you a good information, a useful information. Processing is like you modify the information so that it can be detectable by an observer. Data processing can also be the name of a department in an organization that is involved in data processing, data manipulations. So you might have a department called data processing department. But data processing as a task is when you modify or manipulate data to give you an information. There are various processes involved. Yes, in data processing there are processes involved. One, validation of the data, making sure the data is correct and relevant. Number two, sorting. This is arrangement in a particular order. And number three, summarization, reducing detailed data to main points. And aggregation, combining multiple pieces of data. Analysis, collection, organization, interpretation and presentation of data. Reporting, brief detail, summary. Summarize data or computed information. Then we have classification, separation of data into various categories. So you can ask me, what are the processes involved in data processing? Give me this. Take note. Now let's talk about the history of data processing. In the history of data processing was done manually in those days. It was manually in 1850, 1850 to 1880. In those years, data processing was done manually. Yes. When you talk about data processing, like you need to balance accounts, you need data. Okay, what came in, how much came in, how much went out, what was bought, what was sold. By the time you begin to add and subtract to balance that account, you are working with data, you are processing the data. Another example is in census, head count, population census. In America in 1850, census was conducted manually, computed manually. It took 7 years to give result of census. 7 years. Within 1850 to 1880. It took, because it was complex. Look at census. It was so complex, they could not finish it because it was done manually. They spent 7 years to give the result of the sensors. Well, another generation came. This time, data was automatically processed. Automatic data processing. This time the mechanical computers were involved, like Hermann Hollerith. The application made by him of a punch card was used, and the data processing for sensors was faster, and the number of years that was supposed to be like 7 or 8 was reduced to 2 to 3 because mechanical processing was done. Automatic processing through punch card was done, so it became faster and easier. So it took 2 or 3 years. Then after that time, the world experienced a computerized data processing, that is electronic data processing. Electronic data processing, like for the sensors, they employed UNIVAC system. UNIVAC was an electronic computer, maybe the first type of electronic computer, and the processing was very fast, and the time spent was short also, because it's now electronic. Other developments. The development took place. Things were getting better. In fact, data processing was renamed. It was now called information technology. The older term data processing is suggestive of older technologies. Yes. In 1996, the Data Processing Management Association, DPMA, changed its name to the Association of Information Technology Professionals. Yes. So development came in. It's no longer data processing but information technology. We have commercial data processing. This involved large volume of input data, relatively few computational operations, and large volume of output. It's commercial. For example, the insurance company needs to keep record of tens or hundreds of thousands of policies, print and mail bills, and received and post payment. So that's commercial data processing. Data analysis. In science and engineering, the term data processing and information system are considered too broad, and the term data processing is typically used for the initial stage, followed by data analysis in the second stage. So data processing actually is a part. The second part of the data manipulation is now data analysis. That is second stage. Second stage. Data analysis uses specialized algorithm and statistical calculations that are less often observed by a typical general business environment. For data analysis, software suites like SPSS or SAS or their free counterparts such as DAP or PSPP are often used. Okay. So when you say data processing is too broad, it is still divided into two stages. Data processing itself and data analysis. Now, what is data collection? This is the methodological process of gathering information about a specific subject. Data collection, data gathering. You gather information concerning a specific subject, and that is done methodologically. You use a method. It is important and crucial to ensure that your data is complete during collection. When you are collecting data, let it be complete so that you have what to work with, and let it be collected legally and ethically so that it will not have the terrible or far-reaching consequences. Then you do it completely so that you have accurate results. There are 3 types of consumer data. In general, 3 types of consumer data. The first one is first-party data. Your organization collect the data from the users directly. The second type is second-party data. Maybe you get it from another organization that collected it. Another organization collected it from the individuals, and you are maybe buying it. So that is second-party data. Then we have third-party data, which is data that's been aggregated, and rented or sold by organizations that don't have a connection with your company or with your user. That's third-party data. The best type of this consumer data is the first-party data, because you have opportunity to face the users and collect the data the way you want it directly. Now, in data life cycle, what is done first is generation of data. In data life cycle, data is first of all generated, then it is collected. You see it in the charts here in the diagram. Then it is processed, number 3. Then number 4, stored. Number 5, management. Number 6, analyzing. Number 7, visualization. Number 8, interpretation. So now, before data is collected, there are several factors you need to define. Number 1, the question you aim to answer. Number 2, the data subject you need to collect data from. Number 3, the collection time frame. Number 4, data collection methods best suited for your needs. Yes, so that is what should be put in place before data is collected. Now, let's go to the next subheading. When I ask the question, look at the question very well. For business analytics, data collection methods. Number 1, survey. Number 3, interviews and focus groups. That's another method of gathering data for business analytics. Interviews and focus groups. Then number 4, observation. Make sure you read them through and be ready to explain. Each of these methods. I can ask you mention the 7 and explain. And if I ask you mention the 7, just mention as I mentioned. If I ask you to explain or describe, you have to go into details. Number 5 is online tracking. Read it through, digest it, reproduce it to me. Number 6 method is forms, through forms, online forms. You give them forms to collect your data. Number 7, social media monitoring. You monitor social media to get the data you are looking for. So let's go building your data capabilities. Now, understanding the variety of data collection methods available can help you to decide which is best for your timeline, for your budget, and the question you want to answer. You see, you don't just pick, you pick the one that suits your purpose. Now, when stored together and combined, multiple data types collected through different methods can give an informed picture of your subject and help you make better business decisions. This is explaining to us that you might want to use various methods, then combine the efforts to get better business decisions. Now, what is data processing? Data processing. Like I said, data in its raw form is useless to any organization. Data has to be processed. Data processing is the method of collecting raw data and translating it into usable information. Don't forget this definition. Data processing is the method of collecting raw data and translating it into usable information. It is done actually step by step in the team of data scientists and data engineers, step by step. In an organization, you have data scientists, you have data engineers. The raw data is collected, filtered, sorted, processed, analyzed, stored, and then presented in readable format. I take it again. The raw data is collected, filtered, sorted, processed, analyzed, stored, and then presented in readable format. All this done by the team of data analysts and data engineers. Data processing is essential for organizations to create better business strategies and increase their competitive edge. We are in business administration class, so this data processing is essential for each of the students here so that they could be able to create better business strategies. In the developed countries, you don't just get into business. You get data, you analyze, you plan. So these are the methods. Data processing. Now, by converting data into readable formats like graphs, charts, and documents, employees throughout the organizations can understand and use data. We don't just carry data and put, we need to present them in formats that will help the users to understand and use them very well. Alright, continue. Now that we have established what we mean by data processing, let's examine the data processing cycle. The data processing cycle consists of a series of steps where raw data, which is input, is fed into the system to produce actionable insights. Each step is taken in a specific order, but the entire process is repeated in a cyclic manner. The first data processing cycle output can be stored and fed as the input for the next cycle. That is what we're about to see here. Step 1, collection. The collection of raw data is the first step, and the type of raw data collected has a huge impact on the output produced. So hence, raw data should be gathered from defined and accurate sources. Raw data can include monetary figures, websites, cookies, profit loss statements of a company, behavior of users, and so on. Step 2, preparation or data cleaning. This is the process of sorting, filtering the raw data to remove unnecessary and inaccurate data. We check for errors, check for duplications, check for miscalculations or missing data. Those ones are settled before you go into the next stage. You do this to ensure that only highest quality data are fed into the process unit. The purpose of this step is to remove bad data, maybe incomplete, redundant, incorrect data, so that you have high quality information that can be fed for possible way. This is the best possible way for business intelligence. Step 3, input. In this step, the raw data is converted into machine readable form and fed into the processing unit. You can use keyboard, scanner, or any other input source to do this. You can type it, you can scan it, or whatever means. Put it into a readable form by the computer. Computer cannot read everything. There is a way computer reads data. So give it to the computer for data processing. The next step, data processing. In this step, the raw data is subjected to various data processing methods using machine learning, artificial intelligence algorithm to generate desirable output. The technology has gone far so that computer can process your data using artificial intelligence or machine learning. Computer can make decisions for you, can read your data and process them, manipulate them, extract from them. This step may vary slightly from process to process depending on the source of data being processed. called data lakes or online databases. Now on YouTube, if I copy somebody's video and put it on YouTube, YouTube will tell me that that video belongs to somebody or that audio belongs to somebody. Say it is not allowed. How does it happen? Computer can now sense, can analyze audio, analyze videos, analyze pictures, and tell whether it is originating from you or not. So this is data processing. Artificial intelligence does that. Then the step 5 is output. Output. The data is finally transmitted and displayed to users in readable forms like graphs, tables, vectors, files, audios, videos, documents, and so on. And this output can be stored for further processing. So that's the next stage now, which is storage. The data has been processed. Now we want to store it. Maybe to use it again later or to reprocess it. The last step of the data processing cycle is storage, where data and metadata are stored for future use. It allows quick access. It allows for quick access and retrieval of information whenever it is needed. Most of this information we get online, they have been stored, processed, and stored. There are some companies online that before you store anything there, they will check it for plagiarism. Yes. So that they will be sure you are not work or stealing somebody else's intellectual property and storing it up, so that that person cannot come and sue them. So they have to check. When they have checked, they give the output and they store it. When it is approved, they store it so that I can retrieve it. Any other person can retrieve it and read it and enjoy it in the future. Know that we have learned what is data processing and its cycle. Now let's look at the data types of data processing. There are different types of data processing based on the source of data and the steps taken by the processing unit to generate an output. There is no one-size-fits-all method that can be used for processing raw data. First one, batch processing. Data is collected and processed in batches, batch by batch. It's done batch by batch. Number 2, real-time processing. Data is processed within seconds when the input is given. The batch by batch is used for data that is so large. The second one is used for when you have maybe small amount of data, e.g. withdrawing money from the ATM. Real time. When you withdraw money from the ATM, it is registered in your bank and your bank account immediately. It is done in a matter of seconds. Real time processing. That's the meaning of real time. Done immediately. Then we have online processing. When data is automatically fed into the CPU as soon as it becomes available. When it comes, it is used. Maybe we should call it direct online. It is used for continuous processing of data, online processing. As it's coming out, it is fed. Then we have multi-processing. Data is broken down into frames and processed using 2 or more CPUs within a single computer system, also known as parallel processing, e.g. weather forecasting. Yes, computers are used to detect weather, and there are so many elements of weather that has to be detected. So when information comes, they are broken down and they are multi-processed. There are 2 or more CPUs, central processing units, processors, that are involved to process each element in the same computer. So we also call it parallel processing of data. Finally, we have time sharing. This one allocates computer resources and data in time slots to several users simultaneously. Processing on sharing time. There are 5 things to be processed, maybe by 5 users, and the computer allocate times. Okay, I spend some microseconds doing work for the first user. I spend another amount of microseconds for another user. I pick another user and spend some little time with him. Time sharing processing. So they are all data processing. There are different types. We will stop here, and next time we continue from data processing methods that are highlighted here. So take time to read through and be ready for the test. Goodbye. Please, if you are watching this from another, if you're another school, like and subscribe to this channel so that we can get you more information. Thank you.